Did you know that majority of the people who love and enjoy my content are not subscribers? By subscribing, it ensures that you never miss any more live streams, tips, or hot topics. Plus, the support that you give, it allows me to continue to keep giving you the content that you love. So if you gain any value here, be sure to subscribe right now, and let's get back to the video. Yo, what's good? And welcome to one of the dopest shows on YouTube. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar, and we are back with some more hot videos, man. Listen, one of the big things about me is that we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about dating. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about what's going on in Arizona. But at the end of the day, it all resorts back to our bottom line. What is the money value of all of it? How does it give us a return on our investment? And so that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. And man, we got some triggering topics today for sure. So y'all already know how I like to do. I like to dive into it. I like to get right into it. But first, before I do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's going to help the algorithm get to the people that like my type of content. So let's get to it. First and foremost, man, you know how I like to do. I want to talk about Arizona and what's going on right here. I told y'all before, that's one thing I want to start doing since I am a tax-paying citizen in Arizona now. So I want to start keeping up with it. And I said I'm going to start transitioning over to actually becoming a true fan of all the sports out here and the things that's going on. So we in here. What's good, my boy? What is good with it? What's good with it? What is good with it, my boy Clem? So let's talk about AZ and what they got going on, what they got up their sleeve, man.
What was supposed to be Crystal Lagoons, breaking ground back in 2021 in Glendale, has since changed to an entertainment venue called Vi Resort. This is a live look at the construction off the Loop 101 near Cardinals Way in Glendale. If you've driven by, you can't miss this massive project. The original plan was to open in late spring of 2023, but that has now been pushed to a phased opening starting in late 2025. So what's phase one? An amphitheater, tower, and 12 restaurants. For now, huge attraction is set to open on the 60-acre land, the Mattel Adventure Park. Representative confirmed to ABC 15 that should open in late 2024.
And Pete, so here's what I'm saying. So I'm literally not that far from this resort. They're still building this thing, and this thing is gonna be huge. When I say huge, it's gonna be one of the main attractions when you come to Arizona. When you talk about Glendale, if you talk about that whole entire area, you know where the Westgate was, you know where they had the Coyotes, the Arizona Coyotes, the hockey team, which now they are in Utah now. That area right there is gonna be huge. They've already built the casino over there. They got the Top Golf over there. They're building this huge ass resort. So now what's so dope is inside they got roller coasters and all that shit. This shit's crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So guess what? If you are purchasing a home in that area or nearby, your money finna skyrocket straight up. And especially if you invested in any homes, if you just renting your property out, especially Airbnb for a lot of people that's gonna be coming out here, best believe you finna make a pretty penny, big dog. Like that's crazy. So I want to go ahead and this is an addition to this. The actual company that's actually building this, they're gonna talk about it, and you know they're gonna tell why it's Glendale. So let's go ahead and get over to that one.
The client review was brutal.
We're gonna be underwater for weeks.
I'm already so pruny.
This is fixable. Just use Grammarly. We'll crush it.
I'm already crushed.
Let's skip ahead. So it is the
Why Arizona? Why Glendale?
Biggest reason?
So yeah, it is the VA resort. So if y'all can see in the background over here, that's the Arizona Cardinal Stadium right there. So literally all the main attractions is gonna be right there. So if anybody come out here to visit, it's over with. It's gonna be dope.
is entertainment.
Arizona is just really hungry for something that has never been done before.
Yeah. Look at that shit.
What the city of Glendale.
Let me go back.
Been done before.
So y'all see that inside right there? So if you look inside, if you look on the outskirts of everything, those are the hotels. So people can come out into their balcony and actually watch a concert that's going on in real time. That shit's crazy. That shit is wild.
What the city of Glendale is really striving to do is be the entertainment district of the entire state of Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
We really think it's a game changer. It really does something that no other property has been able to achieve here in the state of Arizona from a experiential resort.
Look at that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That shit's kind of dope. But you're gonna pay I guarantee you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny to get one of those balconies right there. You're gonna have to pay a nice little premium. A nice
type of property.
Arizona is just really hungry.
But as long as y'all keep helping y'all boy run it up, and we're gonna run this bag up, I won't have no issue paying for it. I'm just saying.
For something new and something different. So the ability to come and create a 60-acre integrated entertainment resort was
Look at that shit.
really sort of intriguing for
Everything
me.
Is gonna be
But we're really bringing the beach to the desert.
Everything.
You look right over our
Everything
shoulder,
goes inside
State
the
Farm
resort,
Stadium, home to Arizona Cardinals, but most importantly, iconic stadium tours start and end here.
Yep.
Literally 800 feet away lies basically a
Right off the
60,000
highway.
capacity entertainment venue. And with the Vibe brand being entertainment centric, it was a no-brainer of where we wanted to go and who we wanted to really be right next to.
Highway. That shit's gonna be fire, bro.
Really all of
Look at that. So that's somebody's balcony. So that's the vision. That's going to be somebody's balcony. So whatever artist comes and performs, you're going to be able to watch around your balcony. You don't even got to go down there if you don't want to.
our outdoor
That's
spaces
dope.
were built
That is
for
dope.
these international festival takeovers, right? So the ability to parcel out the property. We have 4 main stages that are on the outside, throughout our beaches, Konos Island, the backside of the main stage. And a lot of our restaurants will have live entertainment components. So the ability for artists to come in or promoters or for us to curate and develop our own concepts, we have the ability to activate from a festival standpoint year round.
Year in, year out, the West Valley, from people visiting as just tourists, as people moving here, relocating their businesses here, the West Valley is booming. The city of Glendale. They are so pro-growth, and they really see the vision
But
of
look at that, though.
Glendale
Look at
being
all
the
the look at all the
businesses here.
growth right here,
The
though.
West Valley is booming. The city.
Look at all this growth right here. Look at this. There's Top Golf right. Literally, there's Top Golf right there. You got Top Golf right there. You're gonna have this big ass resort right here, and you see everything. You see the roller coaster and everything going on. Then you got the Arizona Cardinals stadium. Just right here, if you follow my mouse, that is where the actual outlet is. That's where the outlet is. Just behind it is where you're gonna have all your clubs, your bars, and all other little fun festivities, for the after parties or whatever the case. For those people who are at the resort, they can just, pretty much walk over there for that much. Walk over there, have fun, have a good time, have a good night, and then come back to the resort. That shit is dope. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's gonna bring a lot of attraction. But to be honest, what I honestly think, and I can be wrong about this, what I think Arizona is actually gonna do, they're trying to make it like the new Las Vegas. That's what I'm seeing. Because there's not really big attractions here in Arizona, but there's so much room for growth, and I think that's why they're doing it. I think it's a great investment, though. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be dope.
City of Glendale.
They're
so pro-growth, and they really see the vision of Glendale being the entertainment district of the state of Arizona, and it's a perfect partnership with the Vi Resort brand. There's so many different opportunities, and as my grandfather said, high tides rise all ships. So really looking for strategic partnerships with the stadium, with other business owners in Glendale, and really promoting the entire West Valley, and let's rise those tides.
Absolutely. This is where the party's at. I'm so excited for it to open.
Nah, that shit's gonna be dope, bro. that shit is gonna be fire. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it's gonna do and what type of business and people it's gonna bring out here too. Shout out to them, bro. Like that is. Look, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's gonna help to reach the people that like my type of content. So I want to go ahead and move on to the next guy. Hold on, before we go, let me see what Macaroni Tony has to say. Macaroni Tony says, "I'm flying back up." Hey, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be the move. It's gonna be the move. So I want to go ahead and pivot over to this topic that still has been going on, and it's still pretty fresh in a lot of people's mind. And we all know about Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James and the beef that they had, and the back and forth. But to be honest, it's pretty much long and drawn out, and I think pretty much LeBron James called it. It may sound like I'm glazing, but I'm not. LeBron James called it. He's gonna be happy that LeBron James is gonna have that conversation in the podcast. So therefore, it gives more content, more clicks for Stephen A. Smith. But Draymond Green has something to say about that situation. So I want to go ahead and flip over to it and see what he has to say. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I ain't gonna flip over to it. But hey, slow growth.
Fogo is fire.
I ain't gonna have this shit no more.
Been in a car accident?
Look at this.
Here's exactly how to get every dollar you're owed.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna.
If you've been in a car accident in the
I want y'all
LeBron confronting Stephen A. Smith, bringing your name into it. I don't know why he brought Draymond Green name up. Recently, he says LeBron James.
Mind you, before I go into it, mind you, LeBron James funds Draymond Green's podcast, by the way. Just saying. Just food for thought. Because I know there have been a lot of people talking about, well, how come LeBron James ain't going to any other platforms? Perkins was talking about, well, how come he ain't going to any other platform? Other guys, who could have used those views and clicks. Sir, calm down.
James confronting him at the Laker game was some bullshit, and it was weak. Talk that shit now.
I think,
hold on, let me get behind the homies and let me go get over here. Let me talk my shit now.
Listen, I think a lot of problems that guys have with media is to call something that man did bullshit and weak. Like those are words like.
Hold on, bro. Hey, what's that? What's that shit on your lip, Draymond? What's that? That shit on his lip got some shit on his lip. You feel me? Like, hey, what that is, big dog? Let me know. Let me know, big homie, what that is.
Where we grew up,
yeah,
like you get hands put on you. Where we grew up and those types of words. So I think the problem that people have with media is you go on there and you like, oh, that's weak. Like weak, like calling another man weak, like. That's not basketball, which is actually what Brian was saying in the first place. Like, let's keep it basketball because calling a man weak, that's not basketball. And you're paid to talk about basketball.
Facts.
You call Brian weak for stepping to you, but you're taking shots at him as a father on TV.
And I said that on my previous live stream. It was all good as long as Stephen A. kept it basketball. But as soon as he went on to say, listen, I'm approaching you as a father, that's when you made it personal. That's when you made it personal. I'm talking to you as a father. I bet. So now you're coming at me as a father. We ain't talking about basketball.
TV behind a camera. Most would say that's weak. And I know he'll say, I'm paid to do that. No, you're paid to analyze. You're paid to debate on the show.
Mm-hmm. You really paid to say whatever you want to say as far as this game, whether you like it or not. But as a person, you should be lifting him up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because LeBron is a good dude. He do good shit. He a good dad. His kid made it. They doing some shit. That's his story. You feel what I'm saying? And so you should be lifting him up and talking about the fact that this dude ain't got into no trouble.
Absolutely.
Right? Ain't got into no bullshit. But like you bring in, like I would say, the WWE into basketball when you cross that line and talk about somebody's kids.
What do you mean? What do you mean, bro?
Because if it's my kids, bro, if it's my kids, I'm gonna catch you too.
As soon as I said it, I hadn't talked to Brian at all about this. As soon as I saw him say it, excuse me, Bob was up here that day. And Bob was like, oh yeah, I work with Stephen A tomorrow. I'm in got y'all game tonight. I'm in the studio tomorrow, something Stephen A and I think Malika. And I was like, oh, you make sure you tell Stephen A that I have zero respect for what he said yesterday. You go on TV, national TV, calling out this African-American, this black father who's raised another successful black young man. And you go on TV calling him out as a father because his son played in the NBA?
All right. Let me say this. Let me set the precedent by saying this. This is one thing I hate when people do. I hate when they do it. But I mean, I get it, but I don't like when people do this. When it pertains to a black person and they're successful and they're doing things how you supposed to fucking do it, then it becomes an issue. Oh, I can bring you up, bro. I can bring you up. It becomes an issue of, well, this black man, this black father. Nah, take that out take the black situation out the equation. That ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Just keep it at where it's at. It ain't got shit to do with black, ain't got shit to do with white. Ain't got shit to do with none of it. You feel me? So I need them to stop doing that.
That's ass backwards. You are on national TV condemning a black man as a father because his son is playing in the NBA. Like, how does that even make sense? And I told Bob that. I said, you should tell him. Like, I can't respect that. Like, if you want to talk about him as a basketball player, talk about him as a basketball player. If you want to talk about Bronny as a basketball player, go ahead. He an NBA player. Talk about him all you want. Although I think it's pretty whack that y'all find time to talk about the 55th draft pick. The only picks I can name right off the top of my mind that was 55th pick or lower was Manu Ginobili and Isaiah Thomas.
Yep.
You can't even name a 55th draft pick.
But they didn't get no steam until they start killing.
To see them just going at this man as a father. This man said,
Yo, what's up, my guy? Gotta unmute your mic, fam.
Yo.
What up with it?
Man, just kicking it, man. But yeah, about the situation. Mike, yeah. I got a delay.
Were you hearing on your phone? I mean, you watching on your own TV? Yeah, that boy got a bad delay. Ooh, wee.
I'm on my phone. Do I need to go on my laptop?
No, you good. I can hear you. Unless you feel like you need to.
Okay, so right. I'm looking at it in what's I'm looking at the situation with Stephen A.
All right.
You say yes after I say yes.
Yeah, you lagging hard, bro.
All right, I'm gonna call on my computer. All
right.
Bron, you need to stop. As a father, you need to stop. What? Huh? And then you throw out the excuse like, well, he the one said that Bronny is better than NBA players. You name me what parent don't think their kid is better than everybody. Like, that is a common thing for parents that's in sports. We all think our kid is better than what they are.
Right.
That is the nature of the beast. My mama thought I was better than what I was. That is the nature of a parent in sports. But to go on TV and say, you need to stop it as a father, then go and he stepped to you about that and then say it's weak on TV. Because the demeanor in person was like,
I'm standing on business. Like, hey,
$150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. You could spend them on bets like the spread, run line, totals, and player props.
Well, there you have it. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
That was
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand either, though, bro. You can't tell a person how to respond to you. Mind you, this same individual is the person that's been taking a lot of scrutiny throughout his entire career and has yet to go crazy, crash out, or anything of the such. As bad as y'all talk down about the kid. And yet and still, when you decide to poke the bear and you continue to keep poking the bear and you come at the bear personally, then all of a sudden now it's, oh, why you approach me like that? You could have did it another way. You can't tell a person how to respond to you when they feel attacked. You can't. Who are you to tell a person how to respond? Because basically y'all been on the attack on Bron for the longest. And now you find an excuse. Well, you brought it to the forefront. You said that he was better than everybody. Okay, cool. He said that, right? Whether he said that or not, y'all were still going to put the same amount of pressure on Bronny James, even if he didn't say it. So that's not an excuse. But cool, you can do what you do as an analyst. Do what you're supposed to do. You're doing your job. Like, yeah, I don't think he's this, that, and third. Cool. You're talking basketball. But as soon as you went to, I'm talking to you as a father, just stop. Sir, that's a no-no. Stay in your lane, big dog, because guess what? Stephen A., you already had a situation before in the past with another former basketball player, bro. And you had to backtrack your steps. You had to apologize. You even had to apologize to the former basketball player's son because he was afraid of some shit that you might say. Now you're redoing this shit all over again, bro. Come on, fam. Come on, dog.
Meaner in person. But then on TV, you go, oh, that was bullshit.
Right.
And like weak. Like, come on, man. So that's
thought
why
Brown
he said
was gonna straighten his
Draymond ain't
collar
talking
up.
to
He was
me.
gonna fix his suit.
Yeah, like that's why he said Draymond ain't talking to me. And it's not that, I don't have much to say to that. Like, also reach out to that man and talk to him after somebody say something to you.
And that's my thing. That's my thing. When he approached you, Stephen A., when he approached you, why didn't you call him after? Why didn't you call him and say, hey, big dog, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't you hash it out with him like, hey, you feel me? Like, I get it and I understand as a father, I shouldn't have went this way, or I believe this, that, and third, and talked it out and hashed it out that way. Why didn't you call him, Stephen A.? Why didn't you reach out to him? When he approached you, why didn't you reach out to him? Why? Not to come on your show. I'm talking about a phone call where you could have called him up and said, hey, I need, you know what I'm saying? I want to talk about that situation that just happened tonight or the other night. Why you didn't do that? But now all of a sudden, now he done went on Pat McAfee's, and now he just said what he said. Now you feel as if now you want to buck up your chest. Yeah. He's lying. He's this. It's despicable. If he would have put his hands on me, I would have started swinging. Nigga, where?
Because you're wrong. So reach out to that man and talk to you, but he did it.
Facts.
You didn't reach out.
See, Draymond Green said it before I can even see it. And mind you, This is my first time watching this with y'all, so I'm not already predetermined what he's gonna say. I said it. That's my own opinion on what I said, and he said the same goddamn thing.
I'll talk to him. That's weak. That's what we call weak. Where I'm from, the guys that I was raised by, the men that had an impact on my life, that's what we call weak.
Here's my issue with the Bronny situation. There are 54 picks before him, and then there are like however many picks behind him. We need to be talking about some of these young rookie dudes who need the light shepherding in the new wave. Like I like the Bronny storyline. I like to see when Bronny get in the game, I'm rooting for him too. I want to see him score too. It's a storyline, and it's a storyline of a lot of people want to see him make it, right? And him, you know, just like you said at the beginning of the show, it's like, man, I was just trying to make the team as a second round pick, right? This kid just trying to make the team. No matter who his daddy is.
That's it.
Right? He got his own basketball dreams, right? And it's his dream.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let it play through. I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say if, I'm gonna say when, because I got high hopes for Bronny James. When Bronny James steps onto the court and he is successful as an NBA player, they're gonna write. I guarantee you, they're gonna make a movie on it. I guarantee you, they're gonna make a movie on it, because that's almost like a Cinderella story. It's almost like a story. You got this kid who's been hooping, who's been playing ball. His dad is a mega star, one of the greatest of all time, and he grew up playing ball, and then something tragic happens. And then to come from that in the same year, to get back on the court, trying to figure himself out, trying to find everything out amongst the backlash, and still able to perform at a pretty damn high level in the G League, and then to come in and make his real true debut, 17 points, even though they lost. That's neither here nor there, because I mean the odds were stacked up against them. To score 17 points, I think 17, 5, and 3. To have a solid game playing 30 minutes like that, and then to capitalize on top of that, go right back to another G League game and hit 39 on them. And this is just the first year as a second round, 55th pick. He might want to brand that. He might want to go ahead and brand that. Use that as his brand. Second round, 55th pick. I'm telling you to do it, Bronny. Even though you already paid, but that's another hit for you. Second round, 55th pick. You giving a lot of individuals out there a lot of hope by doing this. Just saying.
Not LeBron's dream. It's his own dream. So
you're opening the door, whether they believe it or not. They're opening the door for other G League players and other upcoming players. They're opening the door. Watch. Mark my words on this. Mark my words.
Trying to make the team, and just so happened that that's his father. That's a great storyline. But there's so many dope young rookies that we should be talking about rookie of the year debate, right? And talk about which one of these rookies. So now the young kids, you know, can be up on who Stephen Castle is, right? They need to be up on.
Are you back in action? Back in action? Yo.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
All right, we connected. Well, it ain't need no laps.
If he ain't by.
All right, man. This what I think, man. And then want to preface that I ain't got no hate on Bronny. I ain't got no hate on LeBron. I think you already know we already had this conversation. I was like, oh, hey man, LeBron, he that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing about the situation that Stephen A is doing his job and he's analyzing. And I think sometimes if you have a subjective mind state, that you will take what he says out of consideration of like what's actually going on or his perspective of what he's saying.
Right.
I don't think that he's like was just shitting on LeBron saying he's a trash parent and everything. That's how people making it. But based what LeBron pushed, like nepotism is real, right?
Right.
Nepotism is real. Now, the thing about it is you have different variances of nepotism. You can have the nepotism that you in the background, nobody sees it, and you can just lay it up to the next person and they just go forward with it. Nobody sees it, nobody see the F ups, nobody see how it came back in, learn from the lessons and all that type of stuff. It's so many different variants. But for this situation, what Stephen A was talking about in everything. Now, I don't rock with Stephen A all the way, but with the next situation, I do believe, I think because everybody got this tie with LeBron and they want to really, really want Bronny to get to where he want to go. What Stephen A was saying was all the hype that LeBron was bringing to his son, and then when he came to perform and it wasn't adding up. Cool, he's gonna commentate it. He's gonna talk about it, and then if you yourself, that's like whoever you say who the GOAT is, it doesn't even matter for you to even compared that it's a situation that you being compared to a GOAT or whatever. If you in that situation and you say, yo, I'm finna pass this shit off to my son, and you talking shit about everybody else, you don't think he gonna commentate on it?
Well, let me ask you this though, bro. So yeah, but here's the thing. Stephen A already had a situation like this before. Did the exact same thing with another NBA player. Exact same situation. Took it to a personal level. Now I know as an analyst, you talk about basketball. As an analyst, you talk about basketball. And LeBron said it himself. Listen, I don't care about you. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do as your job. You're supposed to commentate on basketball, on what it is. But just to switch up the words, as a father, stop it. So you coming at me, and we can't look at it from an aspect of how a person's supposed to respond to that. Because if, let's just say, you doing your thing, and I say, Clem, as a father, bro, don't do that. You probably, and some people, and some people are different. Everybody's not a monolith, but I'm pretty sure some people are like, bro, what you trying to say? If that's gonna be the first thing, like, what you mean as a father? What you mean?
Let me ask you this: Is
What's
this
up?
the first time in history that this is even a thing that we can even talk about?
Say that again.
Is this the first thing in history that we can even talk about this? Like, as far as like the whole setup, everything. Is this the first time
that we could talk about this?
Yeah, well, like as a subject matter.
Well, yeah.
Ain't nobody was the GOAT and his son come up in the G League. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go back, G League didn't even exist back then. You know what I'm saying? Now, my whole thing about this situation is the reason why I say what I say is this is the first example where your fatherhood on the aspect as the sport situation is being displayed. It's the first time. Now I know I understand that people may have their own how they feel like, oh, if I was a father, I'll do this. But your son ain't in the NBA. Your son ain't in it. That's not the case.
Right.
And this, the reason why I say LeBron, I ain't gonna say he overreacted. He only doing exactly what I'm saying right now. It's the first time ever in history for this to happen. So it's like one of those things where people are just commenting on the situation. LeBron did, like Stephen A, he was right. He did put his son in the spotlight in the likelihood that he did. Because guess what? Everybody else, Shaq, D Wade, Carmelo Anthony, they did the same stuff. But they didn't say like all these people, like my son deserved to be in the league and he's better than everybody that's on the NBA level. That's not the case. They didn't say that. They didn't say that. It was just like you just knew Carmelo Anthony son was trying to go into the league. You knew Shaq's son was trying to get in the league. You knew everybody else's son was trying to get in the league. Now you got the GOAT saying my son better than everybody. And then he came to perform and he didn't perform good. That's cool. Stephen A even said that. It was like, yo, that's cool. He didn't perform the way he did. And Stephen A is a fan of Bronny. But at the same time, yeah, right now he need to grow. Everything.
But hold up though. The point that the point that's being missed here, that was already established. Like that's what you're supposed to do. Commentate on basketball. As a journalist, you commentate on basketball. When you bring it to personal, that's when there was an issue. Just like we had something similar to this. That was with the Ball brothers. We had something similar to this. And everybody was clowning him, but nobody ever said, as a father, stop. As a father, they just say, oh, this shit's crazy. You know, all three of your sons, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. And LeVar Ball was saying the exact same thing. All three of my players going to be in the NBA. All my players deserve to be in the NBA. But because LeVar Ball wasn't a GOAT considered, nobody paid any attention to it. But because it's LeBron James, all of a sudden it's a different situation. And so now, not to mind you, again, yeah, the levels of it is different just because it's LeBron James. He's considered arguably one of the GOATs, or if not the GOAT, right? And so because of that, it's a bigger story, it's a bigger issue. But again, it was already established. You can commentate on basketball, do what you will on basketball, but when you make it personal, that's when I have a problem. That's when I draw the line.
Nah, bro. When the Ball brothers was doing what they was doing, the father was under so much scrutiny, bro. It was ridiculous. Even when he went on the show, I forgot what it was, but the WT lady that was up there, she said that she felt threatened because he just said what he said when he was backing up his sons in there. He caught all the flack, and everybody, Stephen A, and a bunch of commentators at that point in time. Stephen A is right now Stephen A is at the top of this game. At that point in time, Stephen A was kind of like at the top, but he wasn't where he was at this point in time. Everybody was commenting on it, bro. And I think everybody got selective memory when it comes to stuff like that, because the Ball brothers, they got the worst, because they even was having shoe deals, clothing deals, and everything. Everybody was like, I'm gonna respect your platform. Everybody was essing on them. You know what I'm saying? They were 3 times worse than what anything that LeBron's son is going through right now, because they was messing up deals with the Ball brand because they had already invested all that money and all that type of stuff, and they was essing on them. And like, why is these shoes cost this much? Why is that? That ain't got nothing to do with the game.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with the game. But when it comes to LeBron, and I understand everybody love LeBron and everything, just like if it was Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan's son was good enough to be where Bronny was at right now, I guarantee he would have the same scrutiny. But right now, it's time for LeBron's son to go through the situation. But at the same time, just like LeVar Ball, not LeVar, what's his dad's name?
Yeah, LeVar.
LeVar, how he set up his sons. LeBron doing the same thing, and he's not even only one person talking about him, and that's Stephen A. LeVar Ball and all them, they was getting the issue from all the sports stations. Everything. They was messing up the brand. They was messing up the name. The LeVar Ball name, they was messing up, bro. They not messing up LeBron. It's one person that stood up and said, hey, I got some criticism. And everybody getting on his ass about it because of what LeBron said. LeBron said,
because of what happened and how everything transpired. That's the issue of how it transpired. Not because more so, of course, what it said, but how it transpired. That's the issue. Because what he's saying is that, I mean, because again, as a father, you can't tell a man how to respond when you're talking about me as a father, not as a player, not my son as a player, but as a father. When you address me as a father, I'll look at it from a different perspective. And so, as Stephen A. calling them weak, nobody can tell a father how to react or how he's supposed to react. Because mind you, how long has LeBron been under scrutiny for? How long has people been following LeBron James? How much scrutiny has he been under? And mind you, how many times has he actually responded to something like this in this manner? Can we think back to any time when he's responded in this manner? Never. LeBron. In any capacity, has he ever responded back to anything? All the criticism from Skip Bayless, from Stephen A., from everybody. He just stayed put.
That's kind of a false equivalency because this is his son.
Hold up, bro. You sound low, fam. You sound low.
I said it's kind of a false equivalency because that's his son. The subject matter at this point in time is his son. And Stephen A. Smith fairly commented on his skills and all that type of stuff. He only commented when what everything stemmed from. That's the reason why I said a lot of people don't like they feel in some type of way. They don't understand what it stemmed from. What it stemmed from was the tweet that LeBron made himself, and Stephen A. Smith said himself. Where it stemmed from is because LeBron said he will clear out. I'm not saying verbatim, he said that his son can come in here and clear out people that's on the NBA level. So at that point in time, if you saying I don't want my family business and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 if that's not the case, you can't then put your son in the situation and say, hey, my son can come in here and clear out all y'all. And then when we start talking about how your son performing and saying, dog, why did you do that? Why did you put your son in there if you understood how like this legacy of the league is? Why would you put your son in there?
Bro, y'all missing it. Y'all keep going back to that. That in itself, when him saying that, it's the same thing what LeVar Ball said. That's already established. That was already established from everybody. He can comment as a basketball player. That's what you're supposed to do. But again, when you go back to as a father, that flips a switch to a different perspective. It may seem like it's on the same line, but when you say as a father, stop it. Sir, what are you talking about as a father? Because let's answer the question. Is it not true or false? Is it not true or false? I mean, it's arguable, but is it not true or false? He's performing well. He's performing really good right now. So now everybody's quiet. Nobody's really saying anything. Because at first he didn't belong in the NBA. Now everybody's backtracking. So how well is what he said actually aging well? Is it actually aging well? Just like LeVar Ball, his shit aged well because he said all three of his sons were going to be in the NBA. All three of them actually made it, but then one just backtracked and now he's a rapper now. So just because he said it, yeah, cool. It opens the door for criticism. That's fine. But again, as a sports analyst, you have to then say, all right, I'm going to critique you as a basketball player. But when I bring up, hey, bro, as a father, I'm gonna need you to stop. What are you talking about?
I think what it is, he could have prefaced that in a different way. But
yeah.
But the thing about it is, even when he said that, time went on. Like he didn't keep on saying as a father. It was like that point right there. He was like as a father, which at the same time when that stuff had happened, that it was true because as a father in this league, that's why I say he could have probably pressured that better. As a father in this league that understand what's going to happen with all this stuff, because LeBron was in the scrutiny even before he even came in this situation, all that stuff. He understands. So if you want to scrutiny in the beginning, as a father, tell him, hey, dog, it's gonna be crazy, this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and all that type of stuff. But what happened was, yeah, the nepotism, I'm not mad at the nepotism. But when he got in the league, he wasn't performing at that point in time. But the action of LeBron, what he was doing on the social media as a marketing situation, I think that's the reason why Stephen A was like, yo, as a father, why would you even put your son in that situation? You know what I'm saying?
Just like any parent would, bro. Any parent that plays sports or has a son or a daughter in sports, you automatically don't think that. That's just coming from a player standpoint. But that's just coming from a parent standpoint. Like you gonna and mind you though, we know Bron has been in the league forever. He understands the media. He know what they're gonna say. He already understands this, right? So of course it could be a marketing scheme, but do we not believe and think that because he is considered not just the greatest, but high IQ basketball player, watches the game, knows the game, you think he just saying that as just he's saying that as both the father and a basketball enthusiast?
I think it was both. Because like I said, when I prefaced in the beginning, is this the first time this ever happened? And he was like, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a situation. This is a learning standpoint for everybody, but every time there's a first, it's gonna be all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that. Let me get in the beginning. I'm not saying LeBron is wrong for stepping up for Stephen A. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you can't say what you be saying and expect everything just supposed to be perfect for your son to just come up with no criticism.
I don't think he expected that though, bro. I don't think he was expecting it to be a perfect situation.
The way he addressed it, if you're gonna say, hey, my son is in this thing, he can kill y'all. And then like, your son, no, he can't. Why would you put why? Just like if we playing 21, you got some random dude over here, you know he the park league champ and this, that, and third. Hey, my homeboy, he'll kill all y'all. And then he come in and he play, I ain't gonna say he played trash, but he ain't doing what old buddy talking about. They'll go to old buddy be like, well, I thought the teammates would say, no, I thought he was live. You can
say I thought he was live, but see, but the difference is like this. Hey, LeBron, I thought your son was dope. I thought he was dope, right? But now if you turn it around and say, bro, as a friend, bro, like, why? I mean, like, why would you do that,
bro? Just,
you know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I'm saying. It's the word, bro. At the end of the day, like words can matter. But I'm playing devil's advocate here. That's what I'm saying.
I get it, bro. I promise you, I get it. We just had a conversation. Yeah. I'm just saying, as a friend, bro, I know I'm good at stuff, and I know you good at stuff.
Right.
I would not bring you and say, hey, man, this is my best friend. He finna kill y'all, dog. He better than all y'all. And then after you come in my situation, and like you decent, but it's not the hype that I said. If somebody came to me and said, dog, that's your boy, your friend. Dog, you said you vouched for him and all that type of stuff. I would not put my friend in that situation to say that. I would just sit there and just be quiet and be like, hey, as a father, I guarantee you will do the same thing. As a father, hey, man, I went through this stuff. It's going to be the same scrutiny and all that stuff. I guarantee, Courtney, you would be like, hey, man, my son will clear out majorities. A lot of these guys that's in the NBA and all this type of stuff, you'll be like, hey, son, you'll be focused on your son to get his mental right and be like, yo, you got a lot of shit in front of you. Because I'm one of the GOATs of this game, it's a lot of stuff that's going to happen.
And I think that's also part of it. I think that's also what he's already been training him to do, though.
But yeah, he been training, but just like any job you've been in, you got theory into practice. Now but
that's what I'm saying though. So like, if we know, I ain't gonna say we know. If we can assume, right, that, okay, LeBron James, who is arguably the GOAT, right? And he then has his son that he knows is going to eventually be in the NBA, whether it's, you know, of course, a lot of people going to say nepotism, which, I mean, yeah, we can argue that. Yeah, cool, nepotism, right? We can pretty much on spot assume that he trained his son up, got his mind right for what is to come, even when he put out a tweet like that, right? But then when he didn't perform, when Bronny wasn't performing at a certain time, because you was on the live too. I already said, say, go get a kid some time, give him some time to get to adjust, right? Then when LeBron did show up to Stephen A's face, even after that, when Stephen A. Smith addressed it, because everybody already said beforehand, he already said, look, as a father, I'm telling you, stop it. Then LeBron addresses him. After, when Stephen A. came back and then responded, to tell everybody what happened, he then said, look, I wasn't talking to the basketball player. I was talking to the father. So when we look at it from that standpoint, because that came out of Stephen A., that came from Stephen A., when it comes from that, how do we look at it then? When he said, look, I was talking to the father, I wasn't even talking to the basketball player then. I was talking to the father. So how do we combat that?
I think
in regards from Stephen A's point of view.
I say because this is a new situation, I don't think we're gonna run into this situation often.
Mm-hmm.
I think within this situation, I think the preface in the beginning is the most important situation.
Yeah.
So I lost what I was about to say. It was gonna be some monumental stuff. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, but what I think is, I'm not gonna bash. My thing is to bash Stephen A. on his opinion currently right now. I think his is an attack, because I know you got other topics that you want to do, but yeah. I would say how I would say look how people assassinate a character or whatever. I think Stephen A. was coming from a place that people are not looking at it as like they looking at a negative situation. I think Stephen A. was looking at it as a situation. Why would you set your son up like that? And just like if I had my homeboy, I was like, bro, I know your son, he kicking ass, but I know he's straight, but I don't know if he can handle shit that like right now. I think he could get there, but I don't think he can handle it. And I'll be like, man, and then my homeboy say, man, he ready, and he go up there and he do straight. I don't think nothing wrong. Me personally, I don't think nothing wrong with saying you as a father, you did that, right? That's like on anything. If you hype somebody up that and they don't perform, you have to reap the repercussions. I don't see how like people looking at it is like that's a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. It's the thing is it still comes from a place. It still comes from a place of I know, because I've seen my son play. I've seen these other cats play, and whether it's coming from the father standpoint or just the person that sees the game and has the eye test, like, hey, I see how these players hoop. My son can do the exact same thing. He's just a mini version of me. He can play with these cats. And so, of course, because it was LeBron James, everybody took light of that, because guarantee you, if Carmelo Anthony says that, nobody's really gonna say much about it. If it was Carmelo Anthony, because his son is coming up, nobody's really gonna say anything about it.
He's not.
And I think it's just because of the simple fact LeBron James said it, and now that his son is performing, everybody's backtracking on it now. everybody's well maybe he did. Well, I'm sorry, he deserves to be in the NBA. It's like, yeah, he does. I said what I said.
Majority of people knew that Bronny was good enough to be in the NBA, but they understood that the G League would get him there. Everybody said that in the beginning. That's why I personally, hey man, that's fine though. That's fine though. Hey, opinions, that's cool though. Look, you got faith like he wasn't performing.
Nah, I gave him grace, bro. I gave him grace.
That ain't nothing wrong with giving grace, because at the same time, if I had one of my favorite players in that thing, I'd be the same way.
But look though, I wasn't coming at it from a favorite player. I was coming at it because basketball. I understand the game. Right. I can see how he played. I can see how he performs. I'm like, dude is actually good. And that wasn't coming from, oh, this is Bronny, this is LeBron James' son. I was being completely objective, because if he was trash, I would have said, I said, nah, this nigga trash, bro.
Every synopsis of everybody, they knew he was good, but everybody was like, hey man, he got to get a taste of that G League to get no homo. He got to get he got to get to the G League, and then like, you know, build exactly what he's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody like, it's not a situation people being quiet. It's a situation that everybody said that, and even Stephen A said that to build it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where I'm just like, man, I think some people, they just take a liking to the whole concept of LeBron. This is what it is. LeBron and his son is the villains now. And I think people take a liking to that and like, why y'all mad at them? Y'all need support. Y'all just hating and all that type of stuff. No, if you look at how situations happen, like in a staggered situation, you will see like it's not that crazy of a concept for people to have the conclusion that they have today. I don't think so. I think as us as humans, yes, we have our mindsets of how things are and how we intake information and all that type of stuff. But in the general sense, it was a like it was like a stage situation. Like you had stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, whatever how many stages it was for him to get to the league. And then it's like, okay, first of all, this is the reason why I'm gonna shut all this down. Stephen A is not the only one that said what he said. It's been plenty of sports commentators that said the same thing, but that's a whole nother conversation that I said you might roll into that, you know, I don't want to talk about. But because Stephen A is black, I say that's the reason why everybody doing backflips and throwing shit everywhere and making noise.
Hold up, they said what though? They said what though?
What they said?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same thing, right?
Did they preface it by saying as the father?
They didn't say exactly preface it as the father, but it's been plenty of times that they said he wasn't ready for the NBA, right? So if you got these people who say he right now ain't ready for the NBA based off his stats when he was in college and all that stuff and all that type of stuff, they don't have to preface and say, oh, I'm not going to make a tweet. Tweets don't validate your perspective. But at the same time, when he get in that thing, if you was just because somebody is outwardly saying what they saying does not mean that people that don't say nothing don't think the same thing.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But I still think we on two different accords though, because we're looking at it from two different angles though. We're still looking at it from two different angles. We're talking about the tweet versus being the sports analyst. we're still looking at it from two angles because again, we can't.
All right, maybe the beginning is the situation. As a sports analyst, what do you think is like the thing they should cover? Like, what's the boundary of a sports analyst?
Nothing personal. Stick to the topic of sports. Stick to the topic of sports. Don't preface the conversation as a father, as a mother, as long as it's sports related. Stick to that topic. But when you come at me or say, or well, you as a brother, you as a friend, you as a husband, you as a wife, you as a when you go to the personal aspect of it, then now you're tapping into something else because you're supposed to keep it analytical. You're supposed to keep it about sports, not about the personal. Because the tweet isn't the issue. Yeah, the tweet it shines the light on. Okay, well, now we got you on the microscope. Now we're gonna be watching you with the fine-tooth comb to see how your game actually is. That's cool. That we watching it. But the moment you bring up, hey, listen, big dog, as a father, you shouldn't have done that. Like, what you mean? Like, you can't tell me as a father what to do because I prepared my son for this already. So how can somebody tell me what not to do or what to do as a father? And I'm addressing you because you mentioned me as a father. You didn't say, hey, as a basketball player. You didn't say you just didn't stick to that. You coming at me personally as a father. That's the issue. You coming at me as a father.
Let me ask you this:
telling me how I should operate with my son because I've already prepared my son for this, which is why which again, it shows because look how Bronny is handling the media already, as young as he is right now. So he's been doing his due diligence as a father. That's the thing. So if they just kept it at the topic, it wouldn't have even been an issue. And I think what's bigger about the issue is Stephen A keep dragging it along. That's the problem. He keep dragging the shit along. Like, hey, bro, you said what you said. Bron said what he said. Then he should have just left it at. He should just left it at the.
No.
Keep it at that.
No, that's not what happened. Bron went on a whole show and talked about it.
No, that's what I said. I said he went. I said after the situation. I said after he stepped up, Stephen A. He did his little show. Explaining what happened. Bron did his situation. He did his show, and then Stephen A. came back. He did 2 extra shows, and he keep dragging it along.
No, I didn't know that.
He keep dragging it along now. So now it's like, all right, bro. It's like, all right, Stephen A. You doing too much. And again, it was called out in the Pat McAfee show when he said, and watch. Stephen A is gonna be happy about it. He gonna sit down and watch all this because now it's gonna be more clicks, it's gonna be more videos now. And that's exactly what Stephen A doing.
I saw the Pat McAfee show, and it was that black dude that was on there, right?
Yeah, I saw him.
That black dude trash, bro.
Trash.
Because we like you know how me and you was talking this whole time? We ain't bring up no black stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the first thing he came out with. He came out swinging for you to say what you said, but as a black man, shut the.
Yeah, I hate that. I do.
And you mentioned that. You mentioned that in your. You mentioned that. No, bro. I think it's one of those things, bro. As humans, we have like, depending on how you was raised and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You just have different perspectives on, and that's sports though. Just like how me and you having a conversation, we have to. But I guarantee people that's watching, they were like, "Oh man, they both of them had some good points."
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I ain't gotta attack you. I ain't gotta hit you just because I'm testing your logic and you testing my logic. I ain't gotta be like, so what you talking about?
Exactly.
What you trying to do? Oh, that's how you feel? All right.
Come and see me home, boy. Come and see me home, boy.
I think that's what, bro. I think that's a lost art now.
Yep.
I think we agree on that.
I agree.
I think it's a lost art, and then we knee high for the tree high. We knee high for the tree high. You hear me? And like, shoot, we just had a conversation. It's not. It's like I don't know, man. I guess I put it like this, bro. I feel my way about LeBron, about how he handled the situation, but also I do understand from a parent situation.
Yeah,
I get that, but
yeah.
but I put it like this, bro. I guess as an individual, how you feel. Me as an individual, if my dad rolled up to my job because I told him some dude was talking about my performance and everything, I'll feel some type of way, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
For LeBron to come up. Now, the reason why I say LeBron is a B word for what he did in public, the reason why I say that, because LeBron, let's not be obtuse. LeBron know all cameras on him. He knew
he's strategic with it. He's strategic with it.
That's what I'm saying. He knew what he was doing, dog. He knew what he was doing, and I ain't like that because like you are one of the most powerful people in the NBA. If you wanted to have a conversation privately about your family affairs and this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah, you could have had that conversation outside of the public. Now, I do understand if you bring something to the public, hey, look, we're gonna do stuff in the public. But the way LeBron did it, he ain't going on interview was like, oh yeah, we about to air this thing out. Nah, he went on the court and did a soap opera and all that type of stuff. And I was like, man, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's me personally though.
I mean, I got mixed feelings. I got mixed feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what he was thinking at that time. You know, I can't tell a man how to react in the situation because I mean, there could be many nuances to why he decided to just react to him right then. Maybe something was said. Maybe
it might be some stuff we didn't even see.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It may have been something else that we don't know or have seen or heard. So it was like, all right, this is my opportunity to pop up on him right now, talk to him right now during this third quarter, and say what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna dip. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been a lot of situations. So that's the part I'm not gonna touch just because of that. I don't know the nuance of what happened. I don't know if he's been contemplating on that shit, been strategically doing it, or he just like, you know what? Fuck this. That nigga sitting right over there. I'm finna go address his ass right the fuck now. Fuck these cameras.
Courtney, you know, as a dad, bro. You know, as a dad, if your children was in whatever and somebody was talking some stuff, you like, I'm gonna let some stuff slide. I ain't gonna go crazy because everybody gonna think I'm crazy.
Right.
And you know what? They kept on going and they did something totally what you felt like was out of bounds. You want to say something at that PTA meeting?
Yeah, I'm gonna address it 1,000%. I'm like, nah, we finna address this right now. Like, you feel like, yeah, we finna go ahead and address this right now.
Ain't no tomorrow. Ain't no Monday.
I ain't calling. I ain't emailing. I'm finna address it. Like, they right there. I'm finna address it right now. I ain't got time.
It's too much to type. I need to say what I need to say right now.
Yep. So yeah, all good, fam. I appreciate you.
I appreciate. I'm gonna log on. I'm gonna keep on watching, man. I'm about to fold these clothes.
Ooh, the duties.
Right, I'm gonna fold these clothes while I watch you talk your stuff, man.
All good, big dog. Shout out to Macaroni Town there. For tapping in support, Macaroni Town. Appreciate you for coming up, man. Hey, look, man. Thank you guys for tapping in with your boy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So I want to go ahead and dive on to the next topic. You know, we're gonna segue this thing a little bit. We gonna get on this topic about Phylicia Rashad, man. Man, cause they got some women hot. I'm talking about she got some hot after what she said on the Breakfast Club. So I want to dive into it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. So let's get into it, man. Phylicia. Hold on now. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Why this thing be acting so doggone crazy? All right, there we go. That ain't what we want. All right, there we go. Jesus Christ.
There was nobody else to play Black Panther but Chadwick.
See how big we got him on the door.
Oh yeah.
But
and you know,
Phylicia Rashad aged like fine wine, man.
He called me one day, and this was after graduation. What premiere is this? What
Let's
film
skip
is
ahead.
Wild Hollywood is now, and you just think to yourself,
here we go.
Boy, wild Hollywood is now, and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, you'd have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress.
I knew I should have wore some other pants.
You got your
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
elbow, shoulder over here. I just,
you know,
you want my coat?
the young ladies are so.
Look at this. Hold up. Before I want to preface this real quick. Look at this. Look at how Phylicia Rashad dressed, right? He's I just want to land. He's I just want to land her hair. Nah, yeah. She tough. Look at how she dressed, y'all. Look at how she dressed. Now I get it. She's an older lady now. You know what I'm saying? Typically it happens this way. But I saw a video earlier today, and there was this woman, late 50s, talking about how hard it is to date. And she's been single for 7 years. She was married for 19 years. She posted pictures online in a bikini as a 50-plus-year-old woman, 60-plus-year-old woman. And saying that, well, I should be able to do what I do as this woman and be able to flaunt myself, and I shouldn't get judged because of it. Ma'am, you 50+ years old. What you mean? Why you putting your business out there on Instagram? Why you putting your business out there in the street like that? That's supposed to be for your man. But I digress. Let's move forward.
Beautiful. They're so beautiful.
50 plus.
And something has happened in popular culture. You know, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it.
Look how soft spoken she is. And I guarantee you she can still get her point across. That's the person. See, that's the one that men will listen to. That's the woman men listen to. She's still maintaining her femininity. She's saying what she's saying. She believes in what she believes in. That's the kind of woman men will sit down and respect, and they're gonna listen to her. You don't gotta be loud. You don't gotta be obnoxious. She can still get her point across because you're willing to sit down and listen to her.
But you're young queens, beautiful and smart, and
not all y'all beautiful. Don't be lying now, Phylicia.
And it really, I know I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing.
Strips of clothing. Yeet.
Hi, it's Tamara and Teddy, and we were recording a special episode of Two Teas in a Pod from the Coffee Mate Cold Foam.
Strips of clothing. Come on now. Don't be playing with me.
I mean, male instructors don't like it. But more importantly than that, and you'd correct me if I'm wrong, sir, no man wants his woman to be out like that. Right?
No, I grew up on Method Man saying wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff
Someone
off.
was swapping.
That's right. But not only that, it's like
This
there's
man said some
today's
of them
designers.
and some of
There's
them-
ways.
some of them
There are other things, and I just
leave something to the imagination.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Some things are for my eyes only, you know?
Yep. And like you said, there are ways of being sexy without showing so much.
Oh,
Always.
please.
Did y'all
And
hear
that's
that?
really not
Did y'all hear
sexy.
that? Ladies, did y'all hear that? You can still be sexy without showing everything. You can still be sexy and not show everything. You don't gotta show it all to the world. I get it. You liberated. You're a powerful woman. You're empowered. But just because you can show it, don't mean you should. That's supposed to be saved for your dude.
And one of the most sexiest, most beautiful pictures is you. I forgot what year it was, but you got on like a basketball jersey and like some jeans. You eating some popcorn. That is. That's an iconic
Is
picture.
it the white jersey?
Yes.
That was that we did.
That is a beautiful picture. That's like that is the epitome of sexy.
Oh well, it's. I think it has to do with. I think it has a lot to do with what they see. What they're emulating what they see.
Yeah.
See, we grew up in a time where the singers, these ladies were dressed down, darling. These women, they were wearing robes and gowns and right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's a little different today.
Yeah.
So they're really just emulating what they see.
That photo was from 1987.
1987?
Madison Square Garden.
Was it a Harlem Globetrotters jersey?
It was, yeah. Well,
you know the picture I'm talking about?
Yes,
Miss
this one right
Rashad?
here, right?
Yes.
Gray with the popcorn.
Do you remember that
Yes,
man?
ma'am.
I remember.
What you was doing?
I was there with Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Hey.
Congratulations.
We wanted all this to be here before you got here.
Yes. Congratulations.
Oh my.
You know,
On your
you got to
directorial
give your
debut.
icons their flowers and celebrate them while
That's
they're
crazy.
still here.
That's crazy.
Thank you. Whoa.
Well, that's
Got
pretty
her
much all they got right here.
balloons.
So
Got
there's
flowers.
another topic, and so
We don't
there's
never do that.
another woman who pretty much gave her some backlash in regards to this situation, right? So I want y'all to hear this perspective. It's from another, of course. I don't like saying it, but it seems to be these type of women that always show up. And it's another black woman who has something to say about Phylicia Rashad in this aspect. So, listen.
Older women try to give game to younger women. It always circles back to being about a man. No disrespect to Phylicia Rashad. I respect that lady. I think she's beautiful. She's talented. She's everything. But she is a pick-me also. I already. Already peeped the game when she was riding for Bill Cosby. I don't feel like getting into all of that, but she was on the Breakfast Club and she was talking about the way that women dress today. Now, she's entitled to her opinion. That's totally fine. And I was okay with the message until she said, and most importantly, no man wants a woman that dresses whatever way they were talking about. Why is that the most important element when it comes to how a woman is dressing? And why don't people understand that not all women date men? There are
these. I try to refrain from it. I really do. I try to refrain from it. I try not to be disrespectful. But sometimes I get a little tilted. And these hoes ain't as smart as they seem. There's this phrase that's called, if it don't apply, let that bitch fly. of course, she ain't talking to the women who like women. That's obvious, right? Because she said no man wants a woman dressed like that, right? So based off of how she prefaced the entire statement, she ain't talking about women who like women. Common sense, right? I mean, common sense. You know what I'm saying? Common sense, crazy. Common sense, crazy. That's what that mean, right? So if it don't apply, let the shit fly. She's saying that, meaning for those women who want to be in a relationship with a man, why are you dressing like this knowing that men don't like that? Yeah. Are men gonna look? Absolutely. Most of these niggas are horn dogs. Of course they're gonna look. They're men. They're gonna look. But only you have the access. Only you have have the opportunity and the power to give them the access to you. You. Because I know a lot of women like to revert back to, well, the man should have did this. Well, shorty, you the one gave him access to it. That's just like saying, hey, bro, you own a house, but you decided to let strangers inside your house and they stole everything out of your house. Who you gonna blame? Are you gonna blame the strangers that stole the shit out your house, or are you gonna blame the person that owned the house who fucking let them in? Which one you gonna blame? Because we already understand that, yeah, you shouldn't have done that, the people who stole, but you let them in your house. You're supposed to be the protector of your house. Your body, your choice, right? The fuck are we talking about right now? Nah, this shit's stupid.
There are some women that don't date.
Forehead shining like a motherfucker too, but
there are a lot of women out here that have opted out of dating
stop playing, bro.
entirely and don't care about what a man want to see her in. Why does everything older women say you always have to go back to a man? I don't understand that. They need to reprogram their minds. They need to reprogram their minds. Like, it's 2025. We work too hard to have.
Who is we? Who is we? We work too hard. What are you talking about?
To always have to be connected to what a man likes and what a man doesn't like. If y'all constantly keep saying, oh, men don't like when women dress like this, men don't like when women wear their hair like this, wear lashes, wear makeup, this or whatever, and a woman is still doing those things that a man doesn't want, wouldn't that tell you that we don't fucking care? Coco.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That is fine, spit shine forehead. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, when you turn the fuck around and when you want these men and you out here hooping and hollering, you keep getting the Pookies and the Ray Rays and they keep dogging your ass out. Then you're going to ask what all the real men that it's the niggas that it's the ones that you didn't prioritize. We keep being liberated. Matter of fact, keep doing what you're doing. Keep wearing these shoestrings out in the streets. Keep doing it. Keep fucking doing it. And when men stop respecting you, when they stop giving you the respect that you ain't giving yourself, then you're gonna be fucking mad. You're gonna be 87. You're gonna be 87 fucking years old, no man, talking about how you happy and you single by choice. Nah, motherfucker, you ain't single by choice. You single because you can't get the man you fucking want. You can talk about I can have any man I want. They all in my DMs yet because they just want the box. They don't want you. They don't want to get down on one knee for you, dog. Y'all ain't marriage material no more, bro. That's why niggas ain't marrying y'all. Y'all don't even know how to keep your legs closed. Then you get mad. Well, he did me wrong. Nah. You knew he wasn't shit from the jump. Why the fuck your intuition wasn't working? All of a sudden you cut that switch off, huh? All of a sudden he played you. He manipulated you, huh? But yeah, your intuition to tell you something. My intuition telling me you cheating on me. Oh, we work when it come to cheating, huh? But that shit wasn't working when you couldn't find out that nigga wasn't shit in the first fucking place. All right, bet.
And Ice-T, she dressed however she wants to dress. She do whatever she want to do. And he's been married to her for how long? There are plenty of men that don't be getting in women's business like that. They don't care about policing women and trying to control every woman's.
Every chick I ever worked with said they not doing nothing more, nothing less. And look, mind you, That's perfectly fine. Let them not do what they want to do. Let them sit in that. And they're gonna get exactly what they deserve, which is a nigga who gonna do nothing more, nothing less. He gonna give their ass the bare fucking minimum. And then they gonna be mad. Well, you ain't giving me what I want. You ain't giving me enough. Well, you said you weren't gonna do nothing more, nothing less. You gonna do the bare minimum, so I'm gonna do the fucking bare minimum too. And then we're gonna be in a bare minimum ass relationship.
Every move. Y'all be the ones who try to control everything y'all women do because y'all.
You know what's crazy? The chicks today don't want to listen to the women back in the day because the women back in the day were the ones who showed their true femininity. They were the ones who we would call real women today. But on the flip side of that, a lot of men aren't listening to their fathers because the fathers were the simps back in the day. And they're like, nah, big dog, ain't no happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. You can't be the only one happy in this bitch. I'm not finna be the only one. I'm not finna be the only one that's just happy. Or she's not be the only one that's just happy in here. Ain't happening. But let these chicks continue to do what they do. Let them continue to keep giving pushback because at the end of the day, they shooting themselves in the foot. I ain't saving y'all. No, I'm telling you, nope. Save yourself. Save your fucking self. Keep thinking that everything is all peaches and ice cream because you live in a first world fucking country. These are first world problems that y'all got going on right now. Y'all don't want to fucking listen because you think that everything is all peachy sweet right now because men have created a space for you to feel comfortable enough to say the shit and do the shit that y'all are doing right the fuck now. But if shit goes to shambles, I guarantee you're gonna be trying to find the nearest man possible. Y'all gonna be trying to find it. So nah, keep on doing your thing. Keep on not taking heed to what's going on out here. Do your thing, shorty. Go ahead and be powerful and liberated. Do your thing.
Y'all are insecure and y'all care about the public's perception of you.
Well, you should care about the public's perception of you. You should.
And like I said, I would be totally fine with the message if she kept it about the women and themselves, but to constantly always have to bring something back to it.
Let me find out you misandrous. Let me find out you misandrous out here in these streets. I ain't got time. I'm tired of these type of women, bro. I am. I'm tired of listening to these type of women. Because they're only talking like this because they're in the space where they're free to talk like this because men allow that freedom for them at the end of the day. They keep talking about men and oh, well, why are you bringing up men? Why are you bringing up men? Because men create the space for you. Don't you want to be with a man? Don't you want to be married to the man? Now, of course, I'm not talking to the women who like women. I'm talking to the women who want to be with men, who want to be married to a man, eventually want to be married in life. Don't you care what your man think? Because you want a man that's a provider, right? You want a man that's a protector, right? You want that from a man, right? So therefore, you should probably fucking care what he thinks. You think that you're so fucking empowered. You think that you got all. This is so stupid. You think you got it all figured out. You think you got it all figured out. Until life hits you across the fucking face. You're going to slap that weave off your head. And then next thing you know, you're going to be hooping and hollering, crying. But I can't find a man. No man wants to give me the respect that I deserve. And it's so hard for me because I'm a really good woman and I do what I'm supposed to do as a woman and I just can't find the right type of man. You attract what you are. That's why you keep getting shitty men. So you probably need to look within. Just saying. But I got time for these goofy assholes. I want to move on to the next topic, bro. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Man. It's gonna help the algorithm reach the people that like my type of content. So I want to go ahead and go to this next topic with let's rant about it, bro. Listen, my goal is to not get tilted in this situation because they got Redhead on there and you got Randy at the same time. I gotta get it out of me, bro, because I ain't trying to get stressed out because they be tilting me, bro. They pissing me off. So it's about work spouse. It's about having a work spouse. So listen. I'm gonna skip ahead, so we're not gonna watch the full
episode of Let's Rant About It
I
with
want to
Cool.
get to the nitty gritty where 2K and Red was kind of going at it about the work spouse and how the man should provide for the woman's dreams, or if she wanted to start a business, he should support it. So I want to go ahead and get to that. I want to go ahead and get to that topic down. Let me see. Hopefully I can get to it.
In my own right. So I don't really have to like do
lines
certain
get
things.
blurred because
lines be so blurred.
Because you do her makeup, but she bought you a purse.
And
women who had 17 ideas in the first 9 months.
All right, here we go.
We getting off the topic. We're getting up, but 2K. I want to channel 2K because I feel like if your wife is really passionate about something, she's really passionate about it, she really wants to do it, and she just needed your help. You're the breadwinner, right? Yep. She's a stay-at-home.
Macaroni Tony says they said they need weaves because it's too much to take care of their real hair, but then play in their hair all day. Yeah, that shit's wild. I don't get that, bro.
Oh my.
Yep.
You wouldn't help her do that?
That's husband.
But 2K, I want to channel 2K.
Hold up. Here we go.
Okay.
Fuck the situation.
What she look like?
She's 38. She's bad.
She gonna have to come. She gotta get him 1.5. She gotta give me some cheese
They
too.
had a long segment.
Allow somebody the opportunity to who I know can do it.
That's wild.
So that's crazy to me. So you want me to go to John Bernard
spend the money.
That's
right.
so
now.
Why do you say that?
Because when it's business, it's business.
That's bullshit.
Me helping you.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this was already built and it was built without you, and you know it's great and you know you can benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? Why not put money in that person's pocket besides putting money in somebody else's pocket?
Yeah, bro.
It's going back in the same household.
Don't help. I never helped my wife.
Why do you feel like that?
She come with a new venture. Okay, get it. She come with a new venture. Get it off the ground. Okay, become successful on your own.
I hate that. I hate that mind frame.
Why do you say that? Because when it's business, it's business.
That's bullshit.
Me helping you, if I pay for all your, let's say y'all start a boutique. Let's say I furnish the whole boutique and get the clothes. You don't appreciate the product because you didn't spend the money.
That's right.
So now the clothes that's in here lollygagging because you didn't have to come out of
The clothes
lollygagging.
No, clothes lollygagging.
I'm saying.
No, I get it.
I think there's a way to help.
I think you should.
I think for you to do
This man
said
no. This man said the clothes in here lollygagging. What you mean, dog?
It's wild. And to like that to be a blanket
I got an
statement,
example.
I think that's a bit much.
Yeah,
I think there's a way to help and still allow somebody the opportunity to appreciate what it is that's going on. Because if I'm building something from the ground up and it's mine, there's certain things that you can do, because I'm still going to have to rely on somebody. So you would rather me go to somebody else than come to you who I know can do it?
That's wild.
So that's crazy to me. So you want me to go to John Bernard to go get this
Don't
done
play that game.
when you
don't play that game.
Because I know
You
a
don't
sugar
play that
mama
game.
that'll help me get the next business off the ground.
And that's cool.
I can't go to her.
Why?
No,
Listen, if my husband came at me right now and said a woman that's 62 called him and said, "Baby, come over here and get this 1.5 million," I'm sure.
So if your husband, chat, I wanna ask y'all this question. Realistically, would your lady, if for some reason you had an older lady, let's say 55, 65 years old, she said that she finds you attractive and she'll pay you $1 million to come spend time with her, What you think your lady gonna say? What you think y'all lady gonna say? Realistically, would you even bring it up to your lady? Would you even entertain the idea of it to your lady? Real talk. Because I think a lot of times these hoes be lying. You telling me that your man that you married to, now redhead, I think she bi-curious or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that makes sense for her. But we talking about Randy right here, the one who got her foot up like she ready to kick him out the door, right? To go to this chick. Ladies, y'all telling me, being real, you telling me you gonna let your man go to this older lady to do whatever, God knows what, because she paying you a meal. You gonna let him go? Being honest, you gonna let him go? Jenna in the chat says, yeah, I would.
That's blood money.
Get your ass off that door, young man.
You gonna have to pay
What is she? Hold on. What is she not? See, this is what I hate. This is what I
hate. This is a ratchet ass cast. This cast ratchet as fuck. Yeah, her feet. That's what I'm saying. Her feet. No, she BSing. This cast ratchet, bro. I couldn't be on that. I couldn't be on that cast. I'm sorry. It's just my personal thing, dog. Too ratchet, bro. Too much loud talking, over talking. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Randy. What is she? Ain't 62.
How old is she?
She 38.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck the 62.
What she look like?
She 38. She bad.
She gonna have to come. She gotta get him 1.5. She gotta give me some cheese too. Fuck it.
What she got? Now because she attractive now she gotta get you some cheese too. Nah, nigga, nah. It ain't about you no more now. Nope. Cause you automatically assume because she's 65 years old, you like, oh, she don't want nothing for him, kick out the door. But now she's 38 and she got this money on her. Now all of a sudden, oh, she gotta pay me too. Nah, she don't want you. She ain't about that time. She don't like the box. She don't like box. She like the schlong. And that's all she wants. She ain't got nope. What you gonna do then? Now circumstances are different, huh? These hoes just be lying, bro. They just be talking.
Because if you let me accept that deal, I'm going over there with her.
Okay. Let me just say,
For life.
That's cool. And then when that's fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna go get the red.
That's fine because when we get divorced, guess who's gonna take half of what you got from over there with that old bitch?
See that money, man.
I'm gonna see it.
That's her account.
How you gonna take? How you gonna take that money, Randy, if it ain't even in his name? How you gonna take that money? How you gonna do that? He ain't married to her. How you gonna take it? How you gonna take something that ain't even his? How you gonna take it? See, that's why I know a lot of bitches just be talking just to be talking. They just be saying shit just to respond because it sounds good in their fucking head. A lot of these chicks, I think they used to be in the short bus. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of chicks was on the short bus. Yeah, bro, for real though, bro. Most of them are trash, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro. 2K be on that bullshit too. He every now and then he'll say some shit, but I was like, all right. But most of the time he just be talking shit. This entire cast is trash. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Rico himself too. He trash too. This entire cast is trauma bonding. That's what they are. They just a trauma bonding cast.
We go into the product line before it comes out.
And depending on what state it is, I might be able to
they all come from some trauma background. I just couldn't.
sue that bitch for sleeping with my husband. Hello.
Damn.
That part.
Yeah.
I hope that don't exist in Jersey. I don't know the real. I hope
And depending on what state it is, I might be able to sue that bitch for sleeping with my husband. Hello.
Damn.
That part.
Yeah.
I hope that don't exist in Jersey.
So stupid, bro. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? Why? Why do I do this to myself? Why do I pull up these topics from this show? Why do I do it to myself, man? Why?
Jersey, I don't know the girl.
We're getting off of the topic. What's the topic? Sorry,
We're getting up, but 2K. I want to channel 2K because I feel like if your wife is really passionate about something, she's really passionate about it, she really wants to do it, and she just needed your help. You're the breadwinner, right?
Yep.
She's a stay-at-home mom.
Yep.
You wouldn't help her do that?
That's husband money. I got funds allocated for her being my wife, not for her business.
Okay, so can she use the money that for her being your wife?
I throw money away all the time.
Can she use the money that you have set aside for her being your wife? Can she use that for her business?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
If she want to make the sacrifice, let's see the sacrifice.
Well, that's the same thing.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the same shit.
No,
Bro. You
it's
already
not.
gave it to
He just saying it this way make us feel better about himself.
Right. Go spend all that shit, and then when it's gone, just asking for some more.
How stupid and toxic do you fucking sound? What is wrong with you, Red? What is wrong with you, Redhead? That's not the same thing. If you got a fucking allowance, no, I really do, bro. I feel sorry for Randy's husband. I really do. But then again, I don't because he decided to marry him. He decided to marry that. So at the same time, I don't feel sorry for him because he probably a simp. But Redhead, what the fuck are you talking about? Can I like what are you talking about? If you gotta if you're a stay-at-home mom and your husband is giving you an allowance, right? Just for a wife. So basically he paying you, whatever the case may be, right? And if you're smart, you're using this thing up here in that's in your brain, right? I mean, that's in between your skull, right? This thing that the skull protects, which is called the brain. Why wouldn't you save your money? You know, that allowance that he's giving you. Save that money, right? Strategically. Save up enough money to where, okay, well now, because I'm getting this allowance, I will do my research and see how much it would cost for the startup. What's my overhead? I need to know every single cost. I need to know how much product that I'm going to need up front. I need to know how much it's going to cost me monthly. What's going to be my monthly expenses? I need to know all of that. And so then what I would do once I have all the information, what's it going to cost to get the LLC? What's going to cost to get the business running? What's going to cost to get the rent? Or if you decide to do it from your home, or if you decide to get a brick and mortar, you need to get all of that cost and calculate that shit together. Get the cost that calculate the one-time cost and then calculate your monthly cost. You add all that shit up. It's like, all right. Now I'm just throwing out a random number. So I know every month I'm gonna be spending after I make my initial payment, once I get rid of the initial overhead, the one-time fees. Once I get rid of that, I know every month I'm going to have to pay or spend roughly $7,000. I'm just using a random number, y'all. $7,000 a month on products, keeping the lights on, everything that goes on with this business. Lights, bills, everything. $7,000 a month. That's what I have to have in order to make sure that I keep this business running, right? Merchandise and all. So what you would do then is calculate all of that up. Because for me personally, I would say calculate it up and save up 3 years worth, at least 3 years worth, because on average, it takes a business roughly, so I would say probably 4 years. So it takes about 3 years before your business can actually get up and running and you become profitable. 3 years. So you save up your money so that way you can stay in business until you start to become profitable. Then you got extra wiggle room because you saved up for 4 years instead of 3 years. Now you got some extra wiggle room. Now you're starting to profit. Now you got money on top of what you already have saved. Now you're making money. Instead of talking about, well, I'm going to spend all of that, then I'm going to go back and get some more. You are on the allowance. Why the fuck would he go and give you a whole lump sum of money just because you decided to be stupid and spend all your money knowing that you have to keep this business afloat, knowing that I ain't finna give you this fucking money? That's stupid. That is stupid. And this is why you can't listen to chicks like that, bro. Goofy as hell.
That's what you gotta do.
And sometimes you just gotta call a spade a spade. Some of these hoes just stupid. They don't know what the fuck they don't know what the fuck they be saying. They just be saying shit. And they think what they said. Oh, I clock the T, I'm clocking T. Bitch, sit your stupid ass down.
That's all you gotta do.
Don't spend all that shit when it's gone asking for some more. Because baby, you're a stay-at-home wife, you're working 24/7.
Because baby, you're stay-at-home mom, you're working 24/7. No, that doesn't make logical sense. If you're gonna start a business, you would want to make sure you would keep that business afloat, right? You want to make sure that your man who's taking care of all the other bills, right? Because you decided to go and follow a passion because you got bored at home and you felt like you were inadequate, which you really aren't inadequate because you're taking care of the fucking household. You're making the house a home, which that's what you're supposed to be fucking doing, but you ain't doing that because now you feel as if, oh, I done lost myself. I don't want to seem as if I'm just the woman that's just not doing anything and I'm just under my husband's wing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But now you decided to start a business and you ain't bring up no business plan, because 9 times out of 10, most men who are going to invest in your business, they're also going to be a part of that business. They're probably going to be the overseer to make sure everything stays afloat as well, to make sure you ain't bullshitting. What we talking about right now?
This man get over on you.
Don't let this man get over on you.
And then don't let this man get over on you. See, I'm gonna talk about these. Please,
I ain't gonna lie. I have never
ladies. Please don't listen to no chick like that, man. Please don't. She's gonna set you up for failure. Please don't.
And first of all, I salute you and JT because I don't see it ever, right? Going really like the cases that they actually are successful marriages or relationships working towards a common goal is slim to none.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I've dated many women who had 17 ideas in the first 9 months. Right? And I've been there where I was like, yo, you know what? All right, cool. I'm gonna assist you this way. But here's the difference. I will help, but they're signing a contract that there's a percentage of ownership that will be mine.
Contract for this coochie.
Nah, I don't need that.
Let me give you an example.
That's free.
When I first had my daughter,
is it?
That's free.
When I first had my daughter, I was so depressed. I wanted to do something else. I'm like, man, I was really, I'm a professional makeup artist. I already had my lash line, had my lip gloss line going, I already did that on my own. I want to open a salon up. I'm gonna stay at home. I'm not making no money. I'm still like paying all my bills though with a little bit of money that I do have saved up. Like you're not really helping me at all. Like you're just paying the rent in this motherfucker. So
you not really helping me at all. You just paying the rent in this motherfucker. That bitch tweaking. She on something. She on something. She on something, bro. She on the spectrum. She on the spectrum. 1,000%. It's crack. I swear, it's crack. What do you mean? He ain't helping you for real. He paying your rent. Probably the most important part of all of your bills. What are you talking about?
You just paying the rent is crazy.
What do you mean?
Just?
What you mean? I'm doing everything. I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to the grocery store. You know how much fucking groceries cost, nigga?
Now,
if you know how to shop for groceries, nigga, you ain't spending no fucking $300, $400, $500 every 2 weeks, bro. If you doing that much, I don't know what the hell's wrong with your spending. You need to go back and budget again because there's no fucking way. The way that rent is now, you barely paying, depending on where you at. You ain't paying under $1,500. You're not paying under $1,500. So I don't know what the hell she talking about. If anything, let's just say a random family. You got a husband, you got a wife, and you got 2 kids. Nigga, you ain't spending more than $300. If that. $300? You ain't spending more than $300. And mind you, you ain't going to the grocery store every fucking week, bro. Let's be real. Like, on the average, you're not going to this shit every week. But I guarantee you, y'all eating out a lot too, though. So if you take that money back, you saving money. But then on top of that, even if you work, just say you weren't, you went to the grocery store every week. Let's just say you went to the grocery store every week. You still ain't spending $300 every fucking week, bro. $300 every week. $300 every week. That's crazy to me. No, you're lying. You're fucking lying. Now, $50 to $100, that makes more sense. Because what do you need? You just need some quick little essentials every week. Oh, I'm gonna grab some chicken breast, or I'm gonna grab some steak here. I'm gonna grab this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna spend a quick little $70 or $100. Even if you spent $100, if you spent $100 every 2 weeks, that's $200. And then in between those weeks, you spend what? $200. Let's just say $300. So you got $600. It's 4 weeks in the month, right? 4 weeks. So if you spend $100, and then that's $200, and then you throw in $300, that's $600 together. So $800 in a month. You still ain't spending more than $1,500. What are we talking about, bro? So you just being disingenuous on purpose.
Do you know how much groceries? No, back then rent was cheaper. So let's compare. Everything goes up. Rent was cheaper back then. I can't get the house that we had back then for that price right now.
Well, I know rent.
So if rent is up, so if everything goes up, that means rent went up. So you still ain't paying more. You still not paying more. What are you talking about?
We buy all the essentials. I'm buying your boxes, your wipes, the other.
So you buying boxes every week now, bro? You buying boxes every week. You buying deodorant every week. You buying let's be real. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real. So you buying boxes, deodorant, and whatever else she said every week or every 2 weeks. You a motherfucking lie. You a
every time I go to the
lie.
store, I'm spending money every week. When you add that shit up, you're not really spending more than me a month, bro. You're not. I'm just being honest.
A nigga that pay for everything.
You talking to a bitch who pay for everything. So I'm telling you, like,
and she just
I'm
said
telling
all he
you,
paid is the rent.
I get it. But at the same time,
well, it depends on where you live.
If you're
like,
living with somebody,
my rent is crazy.
Yeah. if you're with somebody who contributes along with you, and you're supposed to be like, she contributes with you.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not with nobody who contributes with you. I'm talking about my situation.
With the
you
girlfriend,
saying you pay all the bills and everything.
I'm not sponsoring your business.
Okay, so I asked my baby daddy, I'm like, listen, I want you to help me open up a salon. Like, can you just help me with my down payment? He was like, write out a business plan, do this, do that. Let me know, because you start shit, you never finish it.
You start shit, you never finish it. All right.
You get distracted. I kid you the fuck not. About 2 days later, his best friend called him like, bro, let me hold about 10,000, bro. I'm gonna give it back to you, bro. He was like, I got about 5 for you, bro. Don't even worry about when you get it back, you get it back, bro. No big deal. I said, what in the hell? Where's the business proposition?
And she think what she's saying is making sense. She think what she's saying is making sense. So I'm gonna paint the picture for y'all too, just in case y'all missed it. For some of y'all who may thought that she was saying something or she was cooking right now. She asked her man, not her husband, her boyfriend, to help put a down payment on a business. He told her to write out a business plan. Why? Because she don't never finish shit that she started. So he already knows that she don't like to finish it. She just be talking out her ass. The idea that she came up with, she was like, you know what? I think I want to do this. Cool. Come up with the idea, you start it, but then you don't finish it because of some bullshit, right? Yeah. Your homeboy call you and say, hey, big dog, mind you, y'all ain't married, but hey, that's needed. Let's just take that part out of that, but just keep that in mind at the same time. Your homeboy hit you over the cat that you've been rocking with for the longest. You know what I'm saying? The cat that you know up and down, just like he know his homeboy, he know you the same exact way. So therefore, he told his homeboy call him and said, hey, I need 10 bands. Like, I ain't got 10, but I got 5 for you. So because he was so willing to give him that 5 bands, he probably already understands. And mind you, he said that you just pay him back whenever, because they probably already in understanding that he's good for it, that he's gonna pay that shit back, because they probably have done this shit before. So he's good for it. So therefore, that's why he's more comfortable with giving him 5K. But he already told you that, look, I don't trust to invest in you because you don't like to finish it. So therefore, it's like me fletching my money down the fucking drain, because I don't trust that you're going to give me a return on my investment. That's what we're saying. So it's not the same thing. So you can look into the camera all you want as if you just cook. You ain't saying shit. It don't make sense. And you thought you was cooking, redhead. You ain't cooking nothing, bruh. All you doing is boiling water, meaning you ain't cooking a goddamn thing.
They've been doing this though. They've been exchanging that money.
You've been locked in. So you think that just because you had a baby with him that you was locked in and that you deserve to get the money, even though you don't like to finish it that you started.
Long story short, I broke up with that nigga, started my own salon, was successful. Everybody thought he helped me. He did. He tried to start a salon and with the trash.
I got a question.
Let me say, because you gotta shout out your family, parlor. You gotta believe in your woman. You saying you gonna stop her? You don't know what you.
Yeah, you believe in your woman because you will believe in your woman when she proves it. Just as vice versa. Give your woman a reason to believe in you. I'm not just gonna believe in you just because I believe in you. No, it's because you show me aspects of me believing. Like, you show me why I should believe in you. I'm not just gonna believe in you just because we had a baby together. What the fuck's wrong with you? Just as I wouldn't expect you to believe in me just because I got you impregnated. Like, that's crazy to me, dog.
What you stopping her from doing? She can be making you. She can make you more money. You invest a little bit of money in her. She can turn you up so high, bro. Y'all gotta.
She could turn you up so high. Well, how about this? Since he could turn you up so high, why weren't you finding new ways to turn him up instead of you asking for money? Instead of you asking for money to start your own business, how come you didn't try to turn him up with what he was already doing? Like, look, babe, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this money right here that you give me in allowance. I'm gonna put this money, or I'm gonna invest this money in this aspect because I understand this aspect of things, and that's gonna make us more money. So that way, when I do make you more money, you can then take some of the profit of that. You can invest in me in my business because I've already shown you the value that I have, and I can make you more money. If you start thinking like that, then yes, maybe he would be more inclined to give you the money. But you ain't show that. You just think that just because you had a baby with him, you think that automatically you deserve the fucking money. You ain't even married to him. Shorty, you tripping. Your entitlement is out of this fucking world.
Stop thinking so small on the scale of I ain't doing this. I'm the man. I ain't doing this. I'm man. You don't know what you're looking to do. You're thinking small.
And mind you, y'all, for those of y'all who forgot, the nigga said you start shit that you don't finish. So why would he trust in you? How is that thinking small when you don't even finish the shit that you start? So he already understand your game. He already know your MO. He already know it. So what are you arguing about, Red? What are you arguing about, bro? You just talking just to be talking.
You need to be thinking big. Think big, 2K. He wish he would have invested in me.
She could.
He wish he would have invested in me.
What was you doing here before you had the salon? No, where was your
she's still ready to talk.
In my kitchen, I had I was doing makeup in my kitchen one time.
So
I was traveling everywhere. I started working in the salon. I started getting really sick like towards the end of my pregnancy. And then I started working. My baby daddy had a music studio. I started working in the music studio, like doing makeup at the music studio. And just for like a little while. And then I was just like, okay. And then we got into it and he changed the locks on me. So I was like, oh, damn. I was like, oh, as he should, right? And that's when I bossed up on him. So, and that's what happens though. Like, you gotta be careful with the type of woman that you try to play with because you might regret it in the end. But what I'm saying to you, 2K, is No, because you should have done that shit while you was in a relationship. All that I bossed up. So where did you get the money from then, Red? Huh? Where did you get the money from? How come you had to ask for money then since you gotta pay attention to the type of woman that you play with? You bossed up, huh? Without having to ask for money. But yet you talking about, watch the type of woman that you play with. If you would have done that from the jump,
If you would have said while you was in a relationship asking for money, you should have bossed up while you was in that relationship with him. So then he already see the value that you're providing. So that way he's like, you know what? Hey, baby girl, I'm gonna invest in you because you making this bread. So I'm gonna invest in your company, or I'm gonna invest in this shit because I want us to make more bread. But see, y'all, you talk about how he thinks so fucking small. You weren't even in the fucking game to get go. Grab the controller, bro. Just grab the controller, dog. You weren't even in the game. You weren't even in it. And you think you over here cooking. You, what? Yeah.
If your wife comes to you and she has a business proposition for you, like, and you don't want to invest in it, and then later down the line, that business proposition would have made you millions, you wouldn't feel fucking stupid?
No, listen, sometimes it's a difference because you see your girl day in, day out. You talking about opening up a business salon, you gonna pay them back, but you can't finish laundry in one setting.
That laundry ain't her motherfucking passion.
Analogy
Okay, exactly. How fast you finish laundry?
But that's
you can open a podcast, but how fast you do laundry?
Me, I don't do laundry.
Exactly.
You know why I don't do laundry? Because I pay the house to beat them out. I pay the house to beat them out.
Here's my thing.
You ask me to beat them out.
Wait.
You're not creating your own way.
I don't want to segue. I don't want to segue off of Red real quick because I want to. This is how I understand the situation, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right there, bro. Like that's just crazy to me. I don't get it. I don't understand it, bro. Let's read the comments, bro. Let's read the comments. Macaroni Tony says they said they need weeds because it's too much. Oh, we all saw that one. Macaroni Tony says got to be careful with 2K that bullshit. That's a fact. He said I'll be sitting here none of this is funny. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy, man. That is the end of the show tonight. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's going to help the algorithm reach the people that like my type of content. Also, if you want to support the channel, the link is in the description as well. You know, you shoot your boy a cash out. Mind you, it is not expected, but it is definitely appreciated. So, look, we continue to keep growing. I want to continue to keep growing, keep getting better, man. And listen, thank you guys for joining in with me. This was a long one. And until next time, make sure you are here Saturday, 6 p.m. for the next live stream. Hey, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.